Hello and welcome, beloved friends. This is 12:12. Time for our awareness moments with Kyra. And I am delighted to be with each of you today that are going to be joining in. And grateful. Thanks, Stacy. Glad to have you with me. And I know that many others will be joining us as we look at these moments of awareness of what is it that's rising up in our consciousness, in our ability to be present with awareness right here and right now in each and every now moment. Really, that is the only place we can possibly live. And one of the things that's showing up right now is, welcome Mike Frentari, great to see you on here. And that in these times, what is happening in this now moment is we're experiencing an opportunity to do healing at many, many levels of being, omnidimensional levels. But the way that's happening at this moment is we're having reactions to various situations and circumstances. I've talked to many people that are aware of the Schumann resonance. And the Schumann resonance, welcome Ada, and hi Shalina, so glad you're with us. And in this process, the Schumann resonance represents the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And you can look it up, Schumann, Schumann, resonance. And for years and years and years, it was established at 7.83. And during the last couple years, it's had moments of spiking. And it's and especially like when geomagnetic storms hit the Earth, coming from sunspots or other places. And this last weekend, we had the highest spike of the Schumann resonance that we've ever had. It was up to 110 hertz. Now, understanding from 7.83, and then it's had these various spikes. And we were surprised the first time it went to, in the teens, and then in the 30s, et cetera, et cetera. And blessings, Ada. And in this process, a part of what's occurring for us is this realization that when these energetic waves hit, they're activating our own electromagnetic system, that we are aligned to this energy field of the Earth, the electromagnetics of the Earth. And so it creates geomagnetic storms are coming, and then it will create a corona mass emission. And all of these are places where we're just feeling wired or fritzed in various ways and not sure what's going on. Most of us are not aware of why am I feeling, what am I feeling? And what it shows up as, it might be irritation. It might be frustration. It might be that you're getting triggered in places that you thought you'd done your healing work in. And now here you are all of a sudden experiencing once again these waves of things that are triggering you. So welcome Nancy Carr and Jake Campy, and so glad to have you with us. And as we're getting the opportunity to look at our own responses and reactions, this is part of this healing journey that's so profound that we're on. The healing is not just about our healing our reaction to fear, which is a big one right now, because there's so much fear in the atmosphere. It's absolutely triggered. Are we going to live from that place of fear? Or are we going to live from a place of peace and harmony and allow those things that we have continued to have stirring within us and that create a certain kind of response? Each of us have our own kind of programmed response to various situations. Do we become self-righteous? Do we become defensive and resistant? Where is it that we take this energy, whether it's fear, whether it's placing certain restrictions on us at this time, or people not acting in the way you want them to act or be? Hi, Angela. So great to have you on here. And Linda, so awesome to have all of you. And Allison. And as we do this process of noticing what is triggering us right now, we're in a gift period from the universe. I know many don't think that that's what this is, that this is a gift to find the healing essence and presence within ourselves, to come to a place of being at home in our own being, to being in peace and harmony, regardless of what is happening in the outer. whether there are, Schumann resonance spikes, or whether there are experiences that are telling us how we're supposed to be or where we can show up, or whether we have to put a mask on our face. In this journey, it is really important that we start to notice, because what's being triggered in these moments are places where we've held crystallized thought, where we've established a fear or a doubt or a resistance to what is, that doesn't allow us to be fully present in the moment, doesn't allow us to be free in the moment, to express truth in a new way, to not take things personally that are not personal. There's a lot going on and it's not personal at the moment. And yet we have such a response system of whether we go into self-righteousness or indignation or anger. We have many, many different, and some of us milder, it's just irritation or frustration. And yet those are all triggers to activate stress factors in our body, to compromise our own immune system. And part of what we're learning is to be in the consciousness of our own health and wholeness and our vitality, and the opportunity to include our thought patterns and release those crystallized thoughts where we've held resentments, we've held unforgiveness, we've held belief systems, identities of being that would keep us in bondage to something that no longer serves us. And as we recognize, because it's kind of hard not to recognize when it comes rising up through you and you feel like the heat in you goes up with your anger, or you feel this knot in your stomach as you react to something and you want to push against it, then we begin to see, there's something in here for me to heal. There's something in here for me to understand. I'm going to just say hi to Faith and Christiana and Anna and Jacqueline and Ingrid. Welcome. We're so glad you're all here. I'm so glad you're part of this journey, because what we're doing is releasing the old paradigms, the old ways of being that have kept us in bondage through crystallized thought patterns that got anchored into literally our physical form. And so when they get triggered, it's both in our emotional body and our physical body and in our mental body. And we get to choose, what do I do with that? How do I then begin to notice and go, oh, wow, I really have a trigger on that. Whew, I got angry fast. What is that about? And let me come to a new place of being within myself. One of the most powerful things we can do is stop and just notice, become an observer of what's going on internally, and to recognize that my relationship to this situation is not about the situation. It's about an old idea that I still believe, and that I have gotten, that has just been pushed, that button's been pushed in me. And as I let that go, as I open to the possibility of letting it go. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I like my indignation. Maybe I like my self-righteousness. Maybe I like blaming somebody else and remaining a victim in this world. Just notice it. We're not trying to do it perfectly. Hi, Keith Vivens and Gandhari. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. And so as we're in this process and we can become a greater observer of that place I have resistance, then there's a possibility of my being able to soften the energy around that, to decrystallize the place where I took on a belief, a thought. Usually it'll go back to some point in my life when something happened and I made a decision about it. It meant something about me or about the world. I'm not safe. Oh, the world is out to get me. Oh, I don't belong. Oh, I'm always abandoned. Oh, nobody really cares about what happens to me. Or I'm not good enough. There's all kinds of ways that we have responded. And there we go. The life proves it to me one more time. So what happens in this process is, if you can really notice what you're experiencing, what's triggering you. Hi, Donna. Love this. And so whatever it is that is happening in that trigger, if you can notice it, and then when did I first feel this feeling? And just ask yourself, because your own divine intelligence will inform you. You can find that if you just let it contemplate, and if you no longer let the trigger run you, but you contemplate it, allow it to inform you instead, and ask it for that information. Ask yourself, your own divine awareness, your highest self, whatever way you want to understand that. And it may show up that night in a dream, or it might show up later that you have the realization, oh, when I was 3, they laughed at me around the dinner table because I was questioning. And so now I believe that if I question, and anybody who doesn't allow me that somehow it triggers because I took on the belief at that moment, it's not okay to be me. It's not okay to question. And so suddenly we go into an inner panic based on that old trigger. When I can notice that, I can open to where and when did I get that trigger established. I can set myself free. See, what's really happening at these times is we're given an opportunity to free up the crystallized places where we have held old wounds, doubts, fear. See, when fear is triggered like this, then we get to notice where is the fear residing in me? Notice where's the sensation within your body? Where are you holding that? Hi, Curdy. Hi, Susan. So great to have you both with us. Where am I holding that consciousness that took on an identity and now all of a sudden it's triggered? That, I can't trust the government. I can't trust the world. I can't trust other people. They don't care about my safety. I'm not safe in this world. See, there are many ways that this is showing up for us right now. And as we get triggered, start to notice how much of it, that something that is being said that is not personal, gets personalized inside of you. And when that is happening, when you're having a reaction that's not just calm and neutral, and not just watching with awareness, then there's some part of you that is wanting to release that old belief, that old identity, that old way that you have created something that is not in alignment with the highest truth of who and what you are. See, the highest truth is that we are creators, that we are divine, we are made in the image and likeness of the divine, and that we are here to claim and know that I am not a victim to others, whatever is going on, the fear that is being put out, the triggers that I'm getting. And so when I am in that trigger, I've kind of put myself back in a victim mode, right? So what if, hi Jackie, welcome. Jackie Rogers, great to have you here. Is that in each one of us, we're getting an opportunity to decrystallize and become a part of the fluid light. Divine is light consciousness that is moving through us at every moment. It is a creative flow of the universe. And we get the choice to decide, are we going to be a part of that light consciousness, creating in each moment, stopping the ways that we've just predefined ourselves and the world, or operated by the triggers that are buffeting us around. So if we can instead step back into that neutral place, notice that, go within to identify that trigger, breathe into it, invite ourselves to let go of that we no longer need to carry that belief to keep us safe. Somehow when we made the decision by whatever happened in our moment, is that belief then became something that we continued to play out over and over and over again. Because it was the thing that at some level made us feel safe in the world or protected us by having that belief. So it's not a negative to have those beliefs, but they're no longer serving us. To be able to say, I don't need to protect myself by being defensive, by pushing against something. We all know the old saying that what we resist persists. And so anything we've resisted seeing is now being triggered up into our conscious awareness, into the light awareness, so that we can see it for what it really is. It was a moment's decision, and then we've carried it forward. As we break through those places where we've carried forth false ideas and beliefs that keep us in alignment with fear, keep us from experiencing our own magnificence, then we begin to start to settle back and get at home with ourselves, at home with our world, at home with the fact that no matter what occurs around me, I am an eternal being. I am one with this infinite source, and I have a creative power to put to use in this moment. And I create by the thoughts I think, by the feelings that I hold, by the beliefs that I give power and presence to. So I invite you to take a look at what you're presencing. What is presencing in you that is inviting you to set yourself free? Because the truth is, you're the only one. It may be through divine grace, through the flow of that consciousness that is supporting us in all the ways that things are being brought to bear, and yet you're the one that gets to make the decision. Am I triggered, or am I free and able to observe the consciousness that I've carried that wants to be set free? See, you get to be the master of this creation within you. Whether you honor it as the Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature, the divine awareness, your higher self, just your inner wisdom, allow yourself to know you have this ability. And as we do this, we free up those places, and no longer does the world trigger us. What a great gift we're given to stop what we've been doing, notice, and allow the healing energy to set us free. I am so grateful to be in the midst that are consciously choosing to engage. And I am so happy to be here with all of you. Elaine, I saw you join us, and Ashley and Selma. So grateful for each one of you and for this opportunity for us each to find that inner healing power and to begin to rise in our own vibration as a place of freedom and harmony and peace with ourselves and the world. God bless you, friends. Have a fabulous day of awareness, and we're going to get over this self-righteousness and indignation. Amazing how that can be a wonderful trigger to see where we took on different ideas than what is the truth of our divine magnificence, radiance, and beauty right here and right now. I see you. I see you as the amazing being that you are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing the inner work, for being in our world, for creating a wonderful experience for others as you do the clearing within your own soul. You will clear just in every direction, omnidimensionally, the awareness for others. So you're supporting your family, you're supporting our humanity by doing the inner work. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Stephen Lane Taylor. Great to have you on here with us too. And so I love you all. I want to just send you off with deep, profound gratitude and blessings. Have a fabulous day.